Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hello, Terry. Hello, Peggy. Good to see you guys. So, it is Monday. It is Monday. And we are here to have no drama, right? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I'm not sure where I am, but I'm glad I'm here. Anyway, hello, Angela. Hi, Artful Dabbler. Boy, I haven't seen your name for a long time. Hi, Carol. I haven't seen your name in the chat for a long time either. That's great. Great to see you guys. Hi, Linda. Hello, Connie. Hi, Rhonda. Jinx, aka Jinx. So good to see you guys. So come on in. It's Monday. First of all, hi, Jenny. Good morning for you, and good evening for us. Artful Dabbler, remind me of your name. I can't say it off the top of my head. I know I should know it. Tori? Is it Tori? Carol, how are you doing? You're still at your around with your son and doing things with him, projects and all? Doing various kinds of art projects and so forth. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. I kind of lose track of where everybody is. Anyway, come on in. We're just chatting a minute. I have all kinds of things to share with you, and then we're gonna play with my Christmas journal a little bit. And it is Monday, and I think I was just looking at my calendar. I think I'm probably not going to be here until after the first of the year. That's what I was looking at. Don't you hate it when your cell phone decides to record your entire conversation? It's exactly what it was doing. Bizarre. Anyway, give me a second. I gotta undo all of this before it sends. I don't know what possessed it to do that, but who knows. Anyway. I mean, it was recording my entire conversation with you guys. That's crazy. Got it. Done. All right. So what I was doing is looking at my calendar. That's what I started to say. It's possible that I'll be here Friday. I may plan to be here Friday, and then I won't be back until after the first of the year. So we'll plan on that. Okay? Does that sound good? Artful Dabbler is Tori. Okay. I thought I knew I should know that. Carol's keeping busy with the kids and getting back to stream. Are you getting back to streaming? Okay, good. Do you have a schedule, or are you just doing impromptu stuff, Carol? Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, Terry, exactly. You actually text it to the person you were talking to. So far, I haven't done that. Tori answers to most things. Hey, you. one of my one of my really good friends, her husband, this is back in the day, they haven't been married to each other for a really long time, but back in the day, he never called her by her name. He only called her hey. 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 I'm like, I'm telling you what, that's not going to go over with me. That is not going to fly with me. No schedule yet. Okay, Carol. Got it. Well, when you know what it is, let me know on when I stream at some point so I can encourage people to come hang out with you if you want. If you want that, I'd be glad to do that. Okay, so I wish I didn't say that word. I have some things to show you. First of all, that is why they aren't married. That is one of many reasons they aren't married anymore. That is so true. Oh, sure. Absolutely, Carol. No problem. Many people are hun to me. Well, but hun is better than hey, I think. So I got some Christmas cards. I thought I would just show these to you real quickly. You guys are so kind to me. I have the best viewers on the internet. Absolutely. This one, there's nothing, this isn't a handmade card or anything. It just was an interesting card that what I'm showing it to you for, this is one of my accountant people. But what I'm going to show it to you for is just to remember to look wherever you look. Look wherever you look sounds really dumb. Keep your eyes open. How about that? Keep your eyes open for inspiration everywhere. That's what I meant to say. So this one is, I just think it's really pretty. It has kind of that bokeh or bouquet look in the background that fades, everything kind of fades into the background. Boy, I tell you what, one of the things, I don't know what made me flash on this right now, but the moon, hi Kate, the moon the last couple of nights has been so amazingly beautiful. If you have not gone outside and looked at the moon, it is so bright and it has been so full. I'm just saying, just made me think of that. But this is just really a neat effect back here. So wherever you find inspiration, it's good to have inspiration. Yes, Tori, there is a buzzing, and until Race comes home, it's going to be that way. And there's something amiss in our audio system, and I can't fix it until he's here. So your ears do not deceive you. This one came from CB, also known as Carol. And this is this is her typical kind of thing where she does these elaborate cards, and they're layered, and they're absolutely beautiful. And she said, what do you call Santa when he accidentally falls down into your fireplace? Crisp Kringle. Crisp Kringle. But isn't that neat? And then she always puts things on the outside as well. So, there's things on the outside of the envelope. Yeah, she just does some really neat things. And then she also seals it with sealing wax. No, it's not your headphones. It is actually in the sound system somewhere. It is. And this came from Starla. Again, a little sticker on the outside of the envelope. So Starla is often here. And, I'm sure some of you have wondered why I haven't acknowledged your cards and things that you've sent. It's because I haven't been to the post office in like forever. And when I went to the post office box, and when I finally went there, I got a check made out to somebody else. That was really nice, but it wasn't mine. So then I had to chase around and figure out why am I getting this why am I getting this check? And I try to call the people, I try to call the people that the check is from, because it's sent to my P.O. box. So I try to call the people, but there's no phone number, so I have to look it up online, and it's just this whole thing. So I call, I leave a message. They never return a call, don't text, nothing. And so I called again, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, let's try the person that the check is made out to. And so I looked that up online, finally found a phone number for them, and it was a whole long thing. But anyway, the check finally got to the right person. But, crazy. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I went to the post office box. And these are from Starla. So she sent, I have not opened these yet. Sorry, I was getting a text message on my computer for some reason. Okay, so I haven't opened these yet, so we're going to open them together. Sorry, there was a couple of text messages came up on my phone. I'm like, what is going on here? I hope you guys are having a good day. But these are note cards that she sent. And they are, so it's blank note cards with envelopes. And these are from Paper Studio. And I have not seen these before at Paper Studio. They have that ombre look. That's really neat. But look, yeah. Aren't these nice? These are Starla Arts. If Starla comes in, be sure and tell her. Get my attention, if you will. So look, she did all these, and these are, I think these are color copies of artwork that she did based on some of the things that we did here. Or maybe inspired, those are inspired by some of the things we did. This one is her own artwork. I think that's inspired by Vincent van Gogh or Van Gogh. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that's got her name on the back. But getting somebody else's artwork is just such a treat. It's such a treat. Yeah, those are Starlas. Aren't those nice? So nice. I love getting cards like that. Hi, Gray. Hang out here for a minute because I got the thing you sent to me too. Finally, I went to the post office box and was able to pick it up. Let's see if I can put these back in here. Gray like gray. Yeah, come on. Just go back in the little bag, okay? There we go. So that was really, really sweet. And then these were in there also, set of 4 blank art prints and note cards by Starla Arts. The pumpkin one is really, they're just gorgeous. All right, somewhere here is an opening in this plastic bag. Don't you just love plastic bags? Not. Okay, here we go. That is some sticky adhesive. My goodness. So look at these adorable little things. Look at these. And it can go this, I think it goes this way. Collage. I think these are color copies of her collage, collage originals. We'll have to ask her when she shows up, because she'll probably be here, because she usually is. Hey, Joyce. So there's that one. I love this. I love this little detail around the outside edge. And they're just little. They're little square cards. And look at this. This is her own postage stamp. It's a forever stamp. The UN of art. That's great. And that was one of the mandalas that she did. I think it might go... Could go this way or this way. Whichever. This way, I think, maybe. Isn't that pretty? So nice. And then she sent a card that had a card also. Let's see, it's this one, I think. Yeah. And she wrote me a really nice letter too. So this was the Christmas card that she sent in a different envelope. Isn't that pretty? It has ribbon, watercolor, layered card, and she left it blank so I could use it to send it on. That was so neat. I mean, it's beautiful. Starla Arts 2021. So beautiful. Isn't that nice to have, I mean, the inspiration. I mean, you guys, anybody could take this inspiration and do it. Sometimes all you need is just to be inspired. But isn't that neat? What a beautiful idea. Sparkly ribbon. A little simple, beautiful watercolor. Couple layers of cardstock. Bob's your uncle, you got a card. Or as Ray says, Robert is your mother's brother. Cannot get over how sticky that adhesive is on this plastic. So anyway, those were from Starla. Thank you, Starla. So that's all that. This one is from Kathy Whitney. And Kathy Whitney, she bought one of the last of the Santa Clauses that I had, that Claus Man and I did. And she bought Alden. That was his name. And she said, Merry Christmas and happiest of New Year's. Alden says hi. And it says, hey, Barb, you be of good cheer. So cute. And an artist trading card in it. Isn't that neat? I would not even think of doing something in shades of black, gold, and gray. But it's so effective. Hi, Dorothy. Isn't that neat? Yeah, so that came from Kathy Whitney. So thank you, Kathy. That's that one. And this one, these must cost her an absolute fortune to do these. I tell you what, this is from Joan Smithies, plural, Smithies. Joan and Paul is her husband, and she does these most beautiful cards every year. I am so fortunate to receive this. I'm telling you, I don't even know how much this costs, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But look at this. I mean, the amount of time that she spends on this, all of this is individual. Now, like the background, the snowflakes are not individual. That's paper or cardstock. But the ornament, all of these, there's multiple layers of these, like silver, like greenery type thing. There's multiple layers of that, multiple layers of the greenery. Each of these flowers have multiple layers. There's there's 4 layers per flower for these 3 flowers. And then there's these flowers, and they have embellishments here, all the letters. I mean, it's just like incredible. It is incredible. And then it's all layered up. And then inside, this is all printed. And it's just, yeah. And it's on the heaviest cardstock. It's unbelievable. It comes all the way from the UK. Hello, Nanette. She has sent me just absolutely stunning cards every year. And I don't know why she does, because I rarely ever get to send them back. I know, right? It's like, don't send me things like this, you know? Um, and this was from, I've talked to you guys about Olive Crest several times. We've gone out to Las Vegas to their fundraisers several times. But look how cute this little Christmas tree is. Look how cute that is. And Olive Crest, my bonus daughter-in-law works for Olive Crest, and does fundraising for them. So we get to go out. Usually it's in April, but so neat. What they do, if you're not familiar with them, look them up online, olivecrest.com, and they step in. Who has shingles? Joan does. Was it Joan that has shingles, or was somebody else? Sorry, I was just trying to figure. I only caught part of the chat. But what they do is they step in when families need help. They will step in and try to keep families together and assist them and keep the kids out of the governmental system. Keeping them out of the CPS system if possible. But isn't that cute? Look at those adorable little snowflakes. Yes, Joan does. Oh boy, bless her heart. So, but what a cute tree. What an absolutely adorable tree. And then the other one I had was a card from my good friend. So those are the cards that I had. And then this came from Gray. That's in the chat. And when I went to the post office box and there was a thing there to pick up a package, and I'm like, I haven't ordered anything. Why would I have a package here? And it was from Gray. And fortunately, it had a sweet note in it. And her note said, "Hi Barb, only because it seemed to have come up a lot with the people you love. I hope you enjoy the story of Pierre." Gray, from Gray Joseph. So thank you, Gray. Look at this adorable little set of books. I am not familiar with the author or these books, but they're so cute. They're just so cute. And who doesn't love a good little slip cover of miniature books? I'm telling you. They're so cute. They're just so cute. So there's Pierre, a cautionary tale in 5 chapters and a prologue. There's Alligators All Around, an alphabet by Maurice Sendak. That's the author. But the illustrations are so cute. Look at these illustrations. So it's alphabets. H, having headaches. I, imitating Indians. M, making macaroni. L, looking like lions. I mean, they're so cute. S, shockingly spoiled. W, wearing wigs. Look how funny. Very vain. Yeah, so cute. So there's that one. This one is chicken soup with rice. I hadn't even opened them until tonight. We'll have to read these. I don't know if they go in order. Maybe if Gray's here, she can tell us. I don't know. This is the author of Where the Wild Things Are. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you read these? Are these in order kind of thing? Like are you supposed to read, are they independent of each other? Or are you supposed to read one and then another and then another? At the back of the book, it lists them like this: chicken soup with rice, Pierre, alligators all around, and one was Johnny. So it lists them, they're not in the same order, so I assumed you could they stand alone. Okay, cool. They're so stinking cute, Gray. I love this. It's so little, and look at all the artwork. I mean, the artwork is phenomenal. So cute. So cute. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. And to each of you who sent cards, thank you. I wish I could tell you that I will respond in kind, but it certainly isn't happening this year. It certainly isn't happening this year. But I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. I know the little books are so cute. They're so cute. So there's that. All right. What else was I going to tell you? Let's see. I think that was all I had to show you. And so we'll look at, I have plenty of things to tell you, but we'll start on this little book. We'll go back to our little Christmas, December kind of journal here. I've been playing in it a little bit, not a whole lot. I haven't done any journaling in it yet. We went to a Christmas party for Elton's family this weekend. And so he likes to give a gift to each family group that's there. And of course, we waited till the last possible second because we are really busy right now. Things are super busy. And so we were leaving on, we had to leave on Friday to go there. And because we were traveling, it was several hours away. So that was on Friday. And I think it was Wednesday night. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. Wednesday. Anyway, we finally went to this local candy store where they make candy called the Candy Factory, coincidentally. And because we live where the Missouri Tigers are the mascot, when we walked in and they had tiger striped toffee, it was like, this is the gift. And so that's what we got to give to the various family groups at the family gathering. And so anyway, not to let things go to waste, this was on one of the boxes of candy that we had to sample. Darn it, we had to sample it. You can't do busy anymore. Yeah, at some point I won't be able to do busy anymore, but for now, I'm still doing busy. So anyway, this was just around one of the boxes of candy, so I thought, well, that's a great way to keep the book closed. It's elastic, it's gold, it's pretty. There you go. Okay, so we'll kind of leaf through this so you can kind of see some of the things I've done. I'm just mostly just putting decorations in it just to get started with things. So this was, some of these I did with you guys and some I did by myself. But this was from that gnome calendar where the paper was so horrible. So some of this is put together, like this is collage. These are all collage elements that I cut out of that horrible calendar. The images are adorable, but it was on terrible paper. And these also came from the terrible paper. This, I just used a pencil and I went around this old cookie cutter that was my mom's. And so I just drew around it, lightly erased it. I will erase more just, before I get going on it. I'll erase a little bit more. And then I just loosely sketched in some of the details on that. And then I think I did these with you guys, put some of the mandalas. I cut them out of former Christmas cards, and then I glued them, taped them actually with strong adhesive in there. This was a napkin, and I don't remember where the napkin came from, but I saved the napkin because it's what you do. You save napkins. Peeled off the back, put it down with glue stick, and you'll see another one of the snowmen in here. One of the snow people is here, right here. So this is the same, from the same napkin. It had two of these images, two sections like this. Some of them you get four. This one had two. If you put a napkin on white You will maintain the intensity of the colors. Hi, Starla. Starla, I showed the cards that you sent. They are absolutely stunning, all of them. They're beautiful. Thank you so, so, so much. The note cards and the Christmas card, thank you very much for that. I really, really appreciate it. I love it. Thank you. So if you put them, as I said, on white paper, it will maintain the color of the pure color of the napkin. On the other hand, if you put them over a colored background of any kind, especially black, it's going to gray them down or affect the image. So, which that really doesn't bother me, but anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. And this was a tree that was in that calendar, and I just stuck it in here because there was a rip or something in the napkin. I don't know. I put them down with glue stick, and so, you know, when you do that, sometimes you get some little creases and stuff, and you kind of go, whatever, I'll live with it. This was from the calendar, and then all these little stars. Okay, the place that the stars came from. The Studley Duck and I are still cleaning at his house and cleaning things out. However, we are approaching the end of the cleaning. The second dumpster is going to be going away soon, as in like this week. I think it's going away, which is very good. It's been a monumental task for us to clean out a 50 years worth of stuff. I haven't lived in my house quite that long, and I've already been getting rid of a lot of stuff over the last several years. But I'm still going to have to get rid of a whole lot more. Anyway, he had a section of shelves, wooden shelves, that he'd built in the basement that we were taking out and using. You don't even need to know the details. Anyway, we were rearranging shelves in this basement. Let's just say that. Oh, yes, before and after. Oh, yes. I have lots of befores and afters. And yesterday, when we had the last section of shelves that contained stuff, boxes of things that had to be gone through. There were things that we had set to the side. I did, and the person that was helping me, because it was like, I can't make decisions about the stuff in these boxes and without him. And so we were going through that last night. So don't you know that in some of the boxes, there was this absolutely unused box. I've used some now, but there was this unused box of foiled stars that cost $1.79 at a drugstore. So I just sort of slipped those right in my stuff and put them right in, so that I've been using those foiled stars, and believe it or not, the adhesive is still real good. Right? $1.79. This is from the calendar. This is from the calendar. There were the gnome calendars, so is that. So I've just gone through and put little things here and there. Okay, this is the trash after I used up all the stars, the red stars, and the gold stars. So this is the leftover trash, so I just put it on the bottom of the page. This is another one of my mandalas that cut out from the background. So it's that one, cut it out from the background and stuck it down. This is also from a cookie cutter. So this is the cookie cutter that I drew around and then just looked on. I actually Googled bird illustrations, and then I looked up vintage bird cookie cutters, and just to get some ideas for what people might have done. Just to get some ideas, because quite honestly, a shape like that, some people would find that very inspiring as a blank canvas. I don't. I need to have a look at things, and once I kind of get a feel for an idea, then I can go off on my own. But I sometimes just need I just need a little inspiration. So that's where that came from. This is from another cookie cutter. These are all old cookie cutters. So this one, in fact, some of them you can't even tell what they are. This obviously is a holly leaf, and so I drew around it, and I've already erased part of it, and then I reshaped the tips of the leaves a little bit, and then I drew some berries in the corner. So we'll do something with that. I'm not sure what, but something. And then there was a star. This is not a vintage ornament, but I drew around it and then made a little Santa out of it. So like an ornament hanging from a tree. I've not, like I said, I haven't done any writing in here at all yet. This is using the circle template that you find in, in any office supply store. So I did 3 different circles and made ornaments out of them. And this is another napkin. So this was actually from the family Christmas on Saturday. And so when we went in, it was funny, when we went through the line to eat and I saw the napkins and Elton handed me a napkin and I'm like, oh, give me another one of those. So I had one to use and one to keep because that's what you do, correct? Isn't that what you do? But the cool part of this napkin is that you get 4 complete images. So take the backing off. And this is what's left of the Snow People napkin. So I've kept that little goodie. And so what I did here is I just used, actually, I was out at his house, which I think it's our house, but I don't really know. I don't really know where I live, and I don't really know whose house is what. So in order to keep it straight in my head, I have my house and his house. Anyway, I was at his house this morning as I was getting ready to come over here. All right, that's not true. I was getting ready to meet a friend for lunch or something. And I'm like, I don't have a brush with me, not a paintbrush, nothing to get the napkin apart. And I was not going to cut it apart. So, you know what I did? Anybody's guess? I did not cut it. Anybody have an idea what I did to do the water, like the water cut it, where you can go around it with water and then tear it out? I used cotton buds or cotton swabs, dipped in a little water and went around the edge and then could pull the background away. So if you need an idea, I didn't have to use spit though, I used water. And then I just pulled the background off the trees and glued it in. Yeah, it's Q-tip, yeah. And then this was from one of the families. This is my sister, my new sister-in-law. She has a daughter and a son. This is from her daughter who has 4 kids. And they made banana bread to give to people. And so this was Farm Fresh Trees, and one of the kids wrote the name upside down on the card, but that was fine, and with ink that smeared around. But you've got to keep that kind of stuff. This is from the calendar, but this is napkin, and I just put it down with glue stick and let it come over on the other page. And let's see, anything else here? This was all bits and pieces of collage from that calendar. These 2 pieces are from the napkins. So I cut out using the Q-tip and water. I cut the background. You don't cut it out. You just use water and go around it carefully with water, and that will let you separate the that will let you pull the napkin apart. Okay, so I have a brush, but you can pretend it's Q-tip. And so if you go around it, then you have to be kind of careful. But it will dissolve along that water line. And then you get this nice feathered edge, and then you just, it's, cutting it out essentially with water. Hello, Sherry. So that is, necessity is the mother of invention, right? The reason this little guy has all these stars on here is not because it had stars here, but it was because his hat didn't come apart cleanly. So I just put stars all over his hat, added some stars onto the tree, and there's a little piece of napkin stuck under that one, which you just pull out. So that's what I did there. This was an image. All of this was one image from that calendar, except for this little tree and this little evergreen bough. Those I added as though it were coming out of his pack, because there was something else over here that I didn't like, so I cut it off. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to leave it. Anyway, so this image is pretty big. That was a bit of a stretch to get it to glue down smoothly, and I just used glue stick from the calendar. There were some places that I covered the holes, and some places I didn't, in the notebook paper. This is another one of my mandalas that I cut the background away and taped it in with a strong adhesive tape, like score tape, but it wasn't score tape, it was the less expensive one. It's like the one like this. So it doesn't have any writing on it. This was a find through Nick the Booksmith. I know that Santa's great, isn't he? We've missed you too, Sherry. I hope you're doing okay. This is 2 bits from the calendar. So this package of packages was one image, and this bird with the little tag that says blessed was another one. So he's putting that tag on those packages. Again, more things from that calendar. And we're getting to the end because we're almost at the end. This is 2 images right here. So this little mushroom was one, the little bird was another one, but I put them together so it looked like it was one, but it's not. It's been put together that way. And then I put a star over the hole. So there was a hole from the notebook paper, so I put a star over that hole on this side. And this was also from the little calendar, and I just added a star to his hat, because if you have these, you got to use them. This is just all the leftover bits from that calendar. And then I put a cardinal with a little star in his beak for New Year's Day. Hello, Kel. Good to see you. All right, so there's that. So that's what I have done. I still have some other cookie cutters that I thought I might use, which I haven't used yet, as inspiration. So there is a snow person, snowman, a bell, and this, which, believe it or not, is Santa Claus. You're going to have to, we'll have to use some artist license to make Santa Claus out of that, but I think I can do it if I decide to. Okay, so I do have one of the funniest things to tell you. Actually, I have several funny things, so let me find something in here to work on first. One of these pages. Maybe we'll do the tree. I think we will. And I think what I'm going to do on this tree is, first of all, let me come in a little tighter. Your mom used to have those, yeah. They were very popular back in the day. These, these were always so miserable to try to use. You had to use really thick, like sugar cookie dough to get the impression, because that's really deep into that cookie. But anyway, we never had great luck getting them out of the cookie cutters. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly go over the pencil lines here, the graphite lines. I don't mind if some of the graphite shows, but I'm just going to get rid of some of it. We had a really good time this weekend with the families. And so let's see, first things first, before we left, I was having coffee with Chance. Chance sends his regards. He is doing great. He has new cat friends because we seem to be collecting cats. There are 2 outside cats that we know that live there because those are Elton's outside cats. They are good mousers and they're really nice. They're neat cats. And the other night, Elton brought in Braveheart, who is a gray and white one. He brought him in, and Braveheart doesn't usually come in the house, and he brought him in, and he was very freaked out, and he just didn't think he should be in this house, and sat down in the chair with him, and he was just comforting him and, getting him to relax. And Chance from nowhere jumps up on his lap, and I'm like, oh, this is going to go horribly bad really, really fast. And because I thought Chance is going to have a fit. First of all, there's another cat in the house. And second of all, he's going to get very upset that one of his favorite people, who is Elton, is holding this enemy cat. And instead, he just sat there and looked at him. And Braveheart was like, oh, okay, I'm fine, finally, as he began to relax and all that. But he, for some reason, didn't realize that Chance was anywhere around. So after a little while, Chance, after he's, looked at the situation and decided it's not a threat to him, he gets down and goes on his merry way. A little bit later, he comes back. Chance comes back. I'm just going to get a paintbrush here for a second. Chance comes back. And Braveheart all of a sudden sees Chance, and he goes, "Rawr!" And he starts hissing at Chance and carrying on. I'm like, now wait a minute. He lives here. You got to come in out of the goodness of Elton's heart, and you're going to scold Chance? Poor thing. Chance didn't care. He didn't care at all. He was just like, well, this is weird. I don't know why he's making a big deal out of this. It was funny. Anyway, so that's Chance and the 2 outdoor cats. And then there's a neighbor next door that I had talked about. Well, it turns out that those people come, I didn't realize it, but they come every day, once or twice a day, to take care of the cats that we thought had been abandoned, and they haven't been abandoned. But anyway, it's a whole thing. Well, these cats come over, and I've been feeding them wet cat food because I was feeling so sorry for them, don't you know? Well, they've decided that is a great idea. And so now they hiss and fuss through the door a little bit with Chance, who again goes, what the heck? It's pretty funny. But anyway, it's the saga of these cats as they navigate who's the stud of this pack of cats. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to use these El Cheapo watercolor paints. And I have erased this, as much of this graphite as I think I can. And so I'm not a watercolorist, you guys, at all. I'm just going to mix up some paint here. And this is Chalky Kids. It's pretty awful, I think, the paint. But you know what? We're just gonna paint this little tree in. I'm gonna paint right over the graphite. So also, I think I started to tell you, I was having coffee on the porch with Chance. It's a porch it's like a Three Seasons room. And there's a cat tree out there that I think you guys have seen some pictures of. Chance. At least I posted them on Instagram. When Chance discovered the birds at the bird feeders. And he's like, oh, this is the life. And so he is quite interested in watching the birds. And so we were sitting out there watching the birds and the squirrels and stuff. And all of a sudden he gets up and he goes over. There's a table out there it's like an old dining table. And so we have repositioned this dining table on this porch, and Elton can use it for doing paperwork and sorting. He gets so much paperwork, let me tell you. He gets a ton and a half of papers and envelopes and requests for donations and all kinds of stuff, you know. You get to a certain age, then they all think that everybody thinks you're made of money, and so then they ask you for all kinds of donations and stuff. So he needs a place where he has plenty of space that he can kind of spread out. And so we decided that this porch with this table would be a good place for that. And then he can sit there and look out and see the woods and all of that, right? And he loves that. He loves nature probably more than about anybody I think I've ever met. Well, Chance was sitting there having coffee with me and watching the birds and doing all that stuff, and then all of a sudden he hops down off of the table, and he goes, or off my lap, rather. He gets off my lap, and he decides to go hop up on the table where Elton has all his papers and envelopes and all that stuff. I'm just making a different shade of green here. And all I'm going to do is just plop in some other green. And then we're going to see what it wants to do. He goes over, he gets on Elton's table, and I'm like, oh, what is he doing? So I decided to just kind of watch him, you know. He gets up there. Hey, Ruth Edwards. So he gets up on the table. He tromps around a little bit. And he gets something in his mouth, and he jumps off the table, and I'm like, what is this cat doing? He had gotten up there to get a rubber band. He likes a good rubber band. And I didn't even think about the fact that there were rubber bands up there on that table. But he did. He apparently knew they were up there. I am fully anticipating that we will find a stash of rubber bands somewhere in the house, because there was only one there that day, and he took it. He took it and carried it off and played with it for quite a while. He loves a good rubber band. And it was pretty funny because, I mean, he was carrying it like a dog carries a bone. He just took it off and away he went. So, yep, he's a crazy boy. All right, so I'm just going to kind of let this kind of do its own thing here a little bit. I'm not, like I said, I am not a watercolor. I'm not a watercolorist. I just dabble and play a little bit. And maybe we'll I don't know, maybe we'll add a little bit more darkness into this dark green. And just add a little bit more, maybe a little bit more interest into this. Yeah, just to see what happens. Just let it kind of do its own thing. The hardest thing in the whole wide world for me to do with watercolor is leave it alone. It's the hardest thing for me to leave it alone. I hate to leave things alone. Let's see if we can put a little something down here in the tree trunk. So I'm going to use some brown. And add a little black into it just because. And let's just add a little trunk. Apparently I can't do this and talk at the same time. Oh, I did want to acknowledge the passing of Cinnamon Cooney. I'm sure all of you are aware of that. If you're not, if you know who she is, she passed away a week ago. I think it was a week ago today. She was 54. That is when you get to a point in your life where you start going, ooh, that is young, you know, and that's kind of where a few of us are at that place. But she died, apparently, I don't know this for certain, but apparently of a heart attack. She was 54. She left behind 3 children. The youngest is 12. Look in the litter box, Ruth said. Yeah. Rescued a cat this summer and found a big rubber band on. Oh, I heard they love to play with them. And then poof, I was gone. Oh, he ate it. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, she was young. She has children. The youngest one, I believe, is 12, according to what I read online. They have a GoFundMe page set up. She was the breadwinner for her family, and from what I understand. So if any of you are interested in contributing to that, you can find it pretty easily. Just so sad. No report on causes yet from her mother. Okay. Thanks, Tori. They're waiting on it. Okay. Got it. That's what happens when that's how rumors get started, isn't it? Just sad. So sad. All right. So what I think we'll do next is we'll add some, but I did want to acknowledge that she had such a profound impact on the art community and the online community. She was a bright light in encouraging people in their abilities and getting them to believe in themselves and that they too could be creative. And that is something that I definitely share with her, that I too want to be seen as somebody that's an encourager, and Cinnamon certainly was. So, hi Mary. Her name was Cinnamon Cooney. Yeah, Cinnamon Cooney. And her mother is Ginger Cook, who also teaches online, teaches painting. So, Ginger Cook and Cinnamon Cooney. Now, once in a while, they would be on each other's channels and stuff. So, okay. So what I have done here is I've just added a little gold star up there at the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. I hope. I'm going to try to let this dry. I'm going to try. Yes. She was quite the encourager and the bright light in the community. And when people start dying in their 50s, you're like, whew, yeah. Okay, I'm going to give this a shot of heat just to try to, so I can turn the page. So anyway, that's Chance. He's very happy, and he loves being in where he can see the birds and the bird feeders. He doesn't go outside, but he didn't go outside here. And he is a happy, happy kitty cat. He has lots of room. He loves going down in the basement where there are bugs and all kinds of interesting places and spaces to explore. He's just a happy, happy boy. And he's very intrigued by the fact that there are other cats around. He's super intrigued that there are other cats around. He thinks that's really cool. He's very curious about them. And so he's happy. Muppet got away from us twice. I think I've told you that before. Told you guys that before. She got away twice. Didn't have a clue where she was going. She doesn't hear. She doesn't see much. And so trying to communicate with her and get her back is an adventure. And so she now is the proud owner of an Apple AirTag on her collar. Because at least that way I have a shot at figuring out where she is without, if she gets away again, which I don't think she will do because now she is going out only on a leash. But she now is the proud owner of an AirTag. Seriously. Anyway. She's also doing quite well. She likes the other dogs. She has 2 dog companions who live outside. One of them has discovered that she likes being inside a lot. And so she comes in at any moment. The dog can hardly walk. We've got 3 hospice cases in our family. We have Muppet, we have Pepper, who is the other dog, and we have Chance. They are all hospice cases. They are all very elderly. They are in various stages of physical issues. And I think it was last night, Pepper saw the door was open because we were unloading stuff out of the car. She saw the door was open, and I'm telling you what, that dog ran like, you can't imagine how fast this dog who can hardly walk can run when the door is open. So she was going to come in. So she and Muppet are kind of, they're kind of becoming companions, when Pepper sneaks in the house. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Okay, let's come over to this one, which is this little bird. So that's the the animal report as I know it. I know. And I wouldn't even have thought of the AirTag, except that Race thought of it. And he said, Mom, you've got to get an AirTag on her. But you can't just get the AirTags. You got to have the thing that attaches it to her collar. And I'm like, oh, good. Oh, good. I get to do that. Okay. So that's what I did. Anyway, okay, let's just keep painting here. We're just going to paint this little bird. I don't know how this is going to go, so we're just going to go for it. We're just going to take some color, and we're just going to paint, and then we'll come back. I'll come back later and use markers and stuff, and hopefully it'll look okay when I'm done eventually. All right, so we're going to put... I'm not going to worry a whole lot about this, and I'm not great at leaving white space, and that's what you're supposed to do when you do watercolor and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not good at it. So if you're not good at something, don't stress out over not being good at something. Just accept the fact that you're not good at something and let it go. That's my attitude. I'm just going to give it a little extra something something. See if we can encourage those colors to kind of mix a little bit. And this is just mixed media paper. This isn't even, I think that's what I used. Or was it watercolor paper? Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, kind of think it was mixed media paper. I don't know what this white paper is. Could be either one. You love the animal report? Oh, they are a hoot sometimes. They really are. All right, I'm going to use more of this red-ish color. And I'm just going to keep painting here. All right, I made a whole list of things. Oh, yeah. So we went to, when we left on Friday, we went to a kids' play called the Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Elton has a nephew and his wife, and they're the ones that have the 7 kids. The youngest 2 have Downs, and the youngest is the one from Serbia. That's Setter. And the 2 little boys, one is biological and then the other one is adopted. Their birthdays are a week or 10 days or something apart. They're very close together in age. And they are the sweetest kids, all of them. The oldest one is a senior in high school. And then there are 2 boys that are fairly close together in age. And then there are 2 little girls that are 7 and 8. And I've just now, after all this time, I'm just at the point now where I can almost tell them apart. They truly look so much alike to me. They look so much alike. Man, I have a hard time telling them apart. They look like twins. And they're just now getting to the point where they're ready to talk to me. And, they're pretty reserved little girls. Sweet little girls. But they really don't need a lot of other people in their lives because they're so close to each other. They are like twins. They kind of, what one of them doesn't think of, the other one does. And but they're sweet little girls. Anyway, so after the Best Christmas Pageant Ever was over, and the little girls and the 2 older boys who are teenagers, they were all involved in this play. And when it was over, then we all went out, including the senior in high school. Mom wasn't feeling good, and so she stayed back at their house with the 2 littlest boys, with Sutter and his brother. And so the rest of the kids and Dad and us, we went to Brahms. I'd never been to Brahms before. The kids were wildly enthusiastic about going to Brahms. They thought that was great. And so we went in, and they got to order what they wanted. And Elton told them that the rules were that they had to get what they wanted, but they also had to save room for ice cream or something like that. And so those kids had the best time, figuring out what they were going to get to eat. It was pretty funny. I left there and I had ice cream. I was sitting by the little girls, and I looked down and they each had an ice cream cone. And I looked down and I had ice cream all over my coat. And, which, kids and ice cream cones, what do you expect? It was pretty cute. So I just mopped it up. I thought this coat is washable, and so I will wash it later. I'm not going to use that after all. And so as we got ready to leave, after everybody has their bellies full and we have something to take home to Mom, for Daddy to take home to Mom so she has some food too and doesn't get totally left out of the whole experience because Mom wasn't feeling great and all of that. And we're ready to leave, and one of the older of the 2 little girls gives me a big hug, which this is kind of a new thing for them. Gave me a big hug, and she says, "Goodbye, Uncle Barb." Goodbye, Uncle Barb. I'd never been to a Brahms before. It was really good. You missed the wedding by sorry, Sherry. We did. We went to Vegas. We got married in Vegas. Yeah. Goodbye, Uncle Barb. And I told her daddy what she had said, and I said, "Don't you dare tease her." I said, because that was so stinking cute. It was so cute. Uncle Barb. I told my son about that tonight, and he says, "Well, we're gonna call Elton Auntie Elton from now on." I said, "Okay, that's fine." Auntie Elton. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm just mixing up a green, and I'm just mixing in these already messed up areas on the palette, and the reason I'm doing that is so the colors are blending. I like blended colors much better than I like anything straight from the tube or from the jar or from the palette, with very few exceptions. All right, let's see if we can paint the body of this bird. My thought process is to kind of make this hopefully go with or blend with, or at least not clash with, this over here, the mandala over here. Yeah, goodbye, Uncle Barb. We have laughed over that. She was so innocent. Oh, God bless her. She was so innocent. So cute, so innocent, so sweet. Such sweet, sweet kids. The family member that I told you guys about the other day that was in the hospital got to go home and is doing better. So we are all extremely grateful for that. Not totally out of the woods yet, but home and doing better. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you? On Saturday, when we went to the family Christmas celebration, there is a young man there. He is a nephew of Elton's, and he's an art teacher in the Kansas City area. He's a middle school, I think he's a middle school art teacher. In fact, he's the one that designed the Studley Duck logo. Last year or the year before. And he is, I will tell you what, if everybody had an art teacher like him, his name is Josh, and if everybody had an art teacher like him, no one would doubt their ability to be creative. No one. He is a phenomenal artist and teacher. And in their school, they have an area that is a revolving gallery where local artists will bring their art and set up a local show in the school where he teaches. This is a middle school. And I just think that is phenomenal. Anyway, I don't know exactly where the school is. I'm going to go there, however, and then I will report back. But I love talking to him because I always want to know, what his current projects are and stuff like that, because he has such cool projects and ideas. And he said, well, I've had 2 projects this year, and he said I was really concerned about whether I was going to be able to get them done, because I wasn't real confident and all of that. And he said, and I thought, well, never mind. I just got to go for it this year. I just got to do it. So one of the projects was a sewing project with middle school kids, boys and girls. And I took a picture, or he took a picture of it and showed me. And so I got permission to show you. But he made monster figures, sewn monster figures with the kids, 5th grade kids. Okay? So I'm going to show you here in just a second. Let me just get this. I just want to get a little bit of darker green down here so things can kind of blend a little bit. I hope. We'll find out. But he tested it out on his own kids, and it worked, and so he decided he could do it with these kids. And then he did it with a group of, I think he said 14 kids, and then it was successful enough that then he went on to do it with the bigger groups of kids. He has quite a few students that he's responsible for. Anyway, I'm going to show you the monsters, okay? I just have to find the picture. He sent me the picture. Okay, give me one moment. Okay. So here is the initial group of kids with their monsters. I have an angry microphone. I know. It is what it is, you guys. There isn't anything I can do about it for right now. I'm sorry, and I understand if it drives you too much, crazy too much, that you can't stand it. I understand. But there isn't anything I can do about it right now. Okay? But look at those monsters. So the kids drew their patterns. They stitched them. These are 5th graders. Okay? 5th graders. So they drew their patterns. They cut them out. They cut out the accessory parts, the eyes, the mouth, the nose, the whatever. And all of it is hand stitched. Okay? All of it. This is a male teacher who is doing this with these kids. And I just think it was such a great idea. There was another gal online. Actually, it was Jennifer Clouston, who is a fiber artist who does embroidery and slow stitch and all of that, who has written 4 books. She did something like that, completely independent. She's in the other side of the world. She did that with her grandchildren. I think it was over the summer. But anyway, so I said, so what did you use for stuffing for these? Because they're, it's a soft sculpture. And he said, I wanted things to be recycled. And so he used grocery sacks, plastic grocery sacks that he cut into strips. And that's what they stuffed the projects with, and then sewed it up. And so they have a crunchy component too. Isn't that cool? They're just, yeah, fugly dolls. They are stuffed with grocery bags. Yeah, I just think that is, I was very, very impressed. I have to say, I was very impressed. Okay, so let's come back to our little, whatever she is, bird thing. And I'm just going to get some yellow, goldish yellow. Give her a little beak. I am absolutely the worst at timing on watercolor and when it will run into the next when it will seep in, bleed in, run into the next section, you know, and you just, every once in a while you just got to go, okay, whatever happens, happens, you know. Whatever happens here, happens here. No worries. All right, I think I'm going to use this brighter yellow, whatever this is, lemon yellow. Of course, I have no clean spots in my palette to work. So we're just going to kind of go for it. And I'm just going to put this in here. But is that not just the coolest idea for teaching kids, giving them a chance to design something and then stitch it? Like, what a great idea. And stuff it. So they drew it, cut it out, stitched it, stuffed it, sewed it closed, and then beamed with pride. Yeah. The other project that they did, he was telling me about, and hopefully I get this accurately relayed to you. I hope I got the right information. Is there was a graffiti artist that I think was in the area, I think lives in the area where Josh lives. And so he asked this graffiti artist if he would be willing to do a collaboration with his students. And he said, yeah, sure. And so he asked him to draw a simple illustration that the kids then could use. And I don't know exactly how this collaboration went together, but somehow it ended up that they did things on their iPad. I mean, kids have iPads, you know, and so they were doing stuff on iPads and they were cutting things out and, you know, changing things around digitally and all that. And I'm like, holy cow, I don't even know how to do that. Anyway, he told me about this app, which I was not familiar with, and all of you probably know about it, but I'm going to share it with you in case there's one person here who doesn't know about it. And it's called Sketchbook. It's a free app. I'll show you what it looks like. It's this icon right here. Okay, it's called Sketchbook. And this mark is because that's a mark I made on here, but it's, you know, it's simple enough 5th grade kids learn how to use. You can import photos in, I don't even know how you do it. Import image. Okay, there's my images. So let's say we import this. And then I don't know what all you do from there. But anyway, you can import your images and that kind of stuff. And then you can do stuff to it. You can cut it apart, mirror image it. You can do all kinds of different things. So I don't even know how you, oh, well, that's how you make it smaller. I don't know how you get rid of it. But anyway, there's got to be a way to erase it and get rid of it and stuff. I have not done anything with this. But I thought I would show it to you because it was a really cool app. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's watercolor paper or mixed media paper, honestly. It's I made the signatures. I made it on stream a week or so ago. So you can go back and take a look at that on stream or one of the other streams if you really want to know, because I can't tell you for sure. As I often say to you, I've slept since then, and it is so, so true. Okay, I'm just going to get this green, kind of muckly duck green here, because it's going to blend with orange and whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. And I'm going to just paint this in here. But they ended up then somehow using that sketchbook app, and the kids took his original, this graffiti artist's original drawing, and I don't remember what the drawing was of, or sketch, and then using their iPads, and you know, I don't even know, you guys. I don't even know, because I don't. You know how kids are. They just take to that stuff so easily, and that is not my forte. But I thought, what a great project. And so they ended up with a big, like a canvas that was kind of like a mural. So I don't even know how big it was, but he said it was big, and they all painted on it. And then the whole thing is going to get hung up in the hallway in their school. So all these kids work together with, this artist's inspiration, and it's going to get displayed in their school. So all the kids get to see what they participated in. Isn't that neat? I just think it's so nice. Oh, stuff like that just floats my boat. Yes, it does. I just am so thrilled. And Josh's enthusiasm for teaching is infectious. He absolutely loves teaching, and he loves kids, and man, we should all have teachers like him in our life, I just want to be a teacher like him. I said, do you ever sleep? And he goes, not much. He has more ideas than he has hours, that is for sure. I know, it was so neat. Just so cool. Okay, so let's take some more of this. And I'm just playing back and forth with the various colors. So what have you guys been doing? I hope you've been doing something fun, something you've been enjoying. We're just going to do this with this kind of pinkish color. So we were invited to, I don't know if we're going to it, but we were invited to the governor's, I guess it's the governor. It wasn't for the governor, it was by someone else. Not the governor, but we were invited to go to the inaugural ball. Okay, now, I about had a stroke over going to a fundraiser. I can't quite imagine what this would be like. to go to an inaugural ball. Anything that's called ball. I looked at Elton's sister the other day because she's familiar with stuff like this. And I said, how dressy is this? And she said, very dressy. And Elton says, no, it's not. He said, it is not. And I said, if I have a choice between believing her and believing you on this one, I think I'm going to believe her. Good, Sherry. You've been painting ornaments? Good for you. What did Starla say? I'm painting rocks. Welcome rocks for your neighbors for Christmas. Oh, that's nice. And Ruth made really ugly gingerbread houses with her youngest grandson. But you had fun. Oh, that's great. Tori's been doing Christmas funny illustrations. Oh, that's neat. And Rhonda's finishing Christmas cards. Oh, neat. I know, Jenny. She'd love to have a teacher like him. Kate says the kids will always remember him, a great influence. I know. He is. He is awesome, and I really, I said, I really want to see this gallery in the school, and he says, well, come up, and it's not that far from here. No flannel shirts. No flannel shirts. That's wrong on so many levels that it can't be flannel shirts. Yeah, his sister said, yes, this involves a gown. And I'm like, oh, no. So, yeah, I don't own a gown. Yeah, Gray was going to have students paint rocks one year, and she was worried someone would go through windows. Yeah, I would be concerned about that too. I would. Yeah, I would. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Where are we on time? We got a few more minutes here. Maybe we can go back. The little bird's it's turning out kind of cute. I mean, it's going to take some time to go over it with ink, which will make everything sharpen up and all of that. But, maybe we'll come back over here to our Christmas tree if I can figure out. Here it is. And maybe what we'll do is we'll spend a little bit of time. Let's put wax paper here. And so maybe what we'll do over here is we will add some line work to this, shall we? Oh, I'm like, that doesn't look like the pens I was working with, and it's because it wasn't the pens I was working with. I'm trying to keep my stuff straight so that I take with me what I brought. Okay, what I brought back over here. My stuff is so spread around right now. It's okay. It's my choice, isn't it? To live like a gypsy. To live like a gypsy right now. Okay, let's take these two. Let's see, do we have this one? All right, I have some different greens. I'm just getting out the greens that I have. And we'll just play with the green tones and see if we can make something out of this. Christmas tree. Okay. So I have several different Sakura pins. Starla hopes that her neighbors are more mature. There you go. Jenny's sewing buttons over an iron patch because my naughty sphinxes ate a hole in your swimming bag. Oh goodness. That is naughty. That is definitely naughty. Okay, let's take this color. How about this color? I don't know. We'll find out if we like this color. I think it might work. Okay, let's go for it and see what happens. So I'm just going to do a kind of scribbly outline. I don't want it to be too don't want it to be too perfect. Like anything I do is particularly perfect. And let's see, then let's go from that and let's take this. This one is the gold, Jelly Roll gold pen. And let's see if we can manage, if I can manage to see where I did the garland. I might be able to see it. Okay, and now I'm going to go the opposite direction. And this is where it's going to get tricky because I can't see it very well. Okay, I'm going to have to turn it so maybe I can just what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of make it up as I go. Okay, so we have some garland lines there. And now let's get another color. See what color I can come up with. And let's put some light bulb bases on this garland. So let's pretend that these are all lights. So I'm just going to put little light bulb bases. So we're going to have lots of light bulbs on here. Some sticking up and some sticking down. And this is also a Jelly Roll pen, but it is a metallic of some color, some description. One of the great parts about stuff like this is it doesn't make any difference how it turns out, really, you guys. You just need to be willing. It's like be a fifth grader, make a monster. Just be willing. Last night, we had just gotten home from I don't know where we were, truthfully. I don't know. Oh, we got a. Oh, we went to a basketball game. That's what it was. Which I slept through most of. I was so tired. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been that tired where you just can't keep your eyeballs open for anything? That's what it was like for me at that ball game. Man, I about broke my neck a few times. You know, I'd wake up and jerk my head up. Oh, man, I was tired. Anyway, got home from that, and we had to go get the dog and the cat. They were being boarded at the kennels, and so I had to go pick them up, and that was at a certain time, you know, because on Sunday there's only a release at this one, like 5:30. So we go to pick them up, and we get home, and Muppet is so happy. She goes in to eat and get all of her scribblies out, and she's having a wonderful time just getting back home. And so it's about time, and then we went downstairs and worked on taking the shelves down, that kind of stuff, and going through more stuff. And so I go down, and then I come back upstairs, and it's like, okay, it's time to take her out, right? You were so tired, you went to sleep walking? Good grief, Rhonda. That is bad. That's real bad. Yeah. So, let's see. I want to use some Pigma pens here. I'm going to use red. Not Pigma, Poscas. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to use red. I'm going to use gold. I'm going to use blue. And maybe pink. Maybe yellow. Maybe we'll use all of them. Okay. So anyway, I have my coat on, because it's been raining and stuff, so I'm going to take her out. So I've got her ready to go, and I reach for the door handle, and somebody knocks on the other side of the door just as I reach for the door handle. I'm not kidding you. I about jumped out of my skin. Jumped out of my skin. It was the next door neighbor who has moved away, the ones with the cats, and they had moved away, and they had come back to, I don't know what, I'm not sure what they came for. It didn't matter. We had a great visit with them. It was fine. But have you ever had that happen where you reach for the door and somebody turns the door handle on the other side or knocks or whatever, and it's like, whoa, I'm telling you. I'm like, whew. Yeah. Hey, Marilyn. Rhonda went down in the flower bed. I bet you did too. Okay, so we have our little light bulb bases. So let's draw some little light bulbs. And this is paint pen. And these are not going to be fancy light bulbs, by the way, These are just going to be little suggestions of light bulbs. But that sure gave me a start. Let me just tell you what. Oh, man. And she felt so bad. She said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, well, you don't have anything to apologize for. I said, it just startled me. Goodness sakes, it startled me. So let's plan on me being back here on Friday. And then I will take off for the next, until after the first of the year. Then I may be gone a little bit after the first of the year, until I get fully moved. I'll be back. We've got to get the sound situation straightened out. Which probably isn't going to happen until Race gets home, and that's coming, but it's probably not going to come as soon as you guys would like it. So I know that audio problems drive people crazy. I understand that. Totally understand. But when your technical person lives in a different state, far, far away, it makes a difference. Okay, so again, these are just Pigma or Posca pens. Why do I keep saying Pigma? These are Posca pens. So we have pink light bulbs. The pink is not showing up super well. Okay, and let's go to Baloo. No, they're not. They are not. The cats, I believe, are going to stay with the property, or else they're going to come and adopt us. Apparently, they make the rounds apparently with several of the neighbors, and the cats don't seem to be suffering. I think they are fussing at all of us because they're lonely. But it's as Elton and I are fond of saying, it is what it is. And they love to come over in the morning, and I usually treat them with some canned food, some not canned, but wet food. And so they've decided that it's a great place for them to come. So and they have plenty of places that they can get in out of the weather, and it's just I think they're lonesome. I think that's the biggest issue, is that they're lonesome. And I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if the place they moved into, if they can't have the cats. I really don't know what I really don't know what the situation is. Okay, let's do, I can find my pen that I just tossed in the bag. Maybe we can do one more little light bulb base right here, and put another little gold light bulb right here. So once these paint pens are fully dry, then I can come back and I can outline all this stuff, so it will make more sense. Let me see if I can find a brown pen of some sort, or some brown or black. Black would be okay. Here's a black one. So let's put the little tree trunk in. And we'll put some bark, a few knot holes. So we just put a few little knot holes, a few little bark, suggestions of bark down there. And I don't know if this is dry enough yet. It might be. It might be. Let's try it. We'll see if we can finish up this little tree. Again, making the lines kind of squiggly. Just a suggestion of light bulbs. You're better off, in my opinion, not trying to make everything exact, like trying to exactly go around each shape of the light bulbs and the base and all that kind of stuff. I think you're better off to do more of a sketchy look. I think it's more effective. I think it's less of that perfect look. And you know what? This is not a perfect little book that I'm creating here. This is a book that is just meant to capture the memories of the month. So far, the memories are written someplace else. We'll see if I get them into this book. That would be good if they did, wouldn't it? It's funny how sometimes my light bulb shapes look really like light bulbs, and sometimes they don't look any more like a light bulb than pigs can fly. I know. Okay, so let's now see if we can manage to get a little bit of this wire that the light bulbs are attached to. And if I need to, I can come back and add more of a black outline around the tree as well. If it doesn't seem like it's enough, if the green outline is not quite enough, then I can come back and... Oh, there's the light bulb I missed. These are just for fun. There's another one I missed. Sure enough. Okay, and so there is my little illustration for this little Christmas tree. Made from, starting out from one of the world's oldest cookie cutters. Yes, as the inspiration. Okay, are you guys good for tonight? I hope you are. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to take off. The one that we also did was this little bird over here. And I'm a little hesitant to draw on this because I'm not sure if this is totally 100% dry. But this has places for words and, other little illustrations if I need it or whatever. And this little bird, I think has possibilities. I think it could be cute. Anyway, there you go. So we've played, and I also have spaces in here for putting in some of my Christmas cards, or probably what I'll do is take photographs of the Christmas cards and put photographs in here instead of the actual cards. All right, you guys, happy holidays to each of you as well. I plan to be back on Friday. So that's my plan. If I'm not here for some reason, you'll know that something came up and I wasn't able to do it. But that's going to be the plan. Then I will be back here Friday afternoon at 2 Eastern. Okay? I will see you guys. I hope you have a really wonderful day. Be good to people. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Be sweet. Not like I can say be sweet. I'm not sweet. But I am kind. I will see you when I see you. Remember to get creative today, because you may not help you talk, but it's easy. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.